What is up, everyone? Happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans. I'll read through the schedule really quick. Read through the chats, make sure everything is running smoothly. So today we're going to be starting off with a video titled Taiwan conducts drills for Chinese attack. Apparently they have no faith that the U.S. is going to protect them. Well, they're not alone. They're not alone. We don't think Old Man Walter's coming to the rescue either. It's kind of humorous, but I mean, it's something that they're training, I guess. Then we'll be covering a video titled Texas Shooter Suspect New Mugshot Released of Alleged Gunman. This is about the shooter from Columbus, Texas. I think I said that yesterday. It's not Columbus. It's some other city. It sounds like Ohio. I don't know why I can't think of it. Either way, mass shooter. Went next door, shot 5 of his neighbors. They finally caught him. I wonder if somebody made that $80,000. Doll hairs. Then we have a video titled Midtown Shooter Suspect's Mother Apologizes to Victims, Says Son Has Mental Illness. Talking about the active shooter yesterday that was in Atlanta. It's all bad stuff. It's all bad stuff. Let's see. Then we have a very short video titled Tesla Driver Fatally Shot in Fight at Charging Station. Now you're not even safe to go and charge your Tesla. Charge your EV and get... Is it a pump? What are they... Is it just a station? What do they refer to their... Is it just this charging station? I guess it's not a gas pump, is it? Not even safe to go charge your EV. Think you're saving the weather and now you're just a body in the ground. Then we have 2 videos that are related. One is New York City protests spark in chokehold death of Jordan Neely. Some are saying Jordan Neely is like the next George Floyd. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. That's what people are saying. And then the second video is AOC roasted for accusing Marine veteran of murder on New York City subway. Because the guy that put the unhoused individual in a chokehold to subdue him from being crazy, and he ended up kicking the bucket. That guy who did that apparently was a Marine veteran. He was like 24 years old or something like that. And then we'll be wrapping things up today with a video titled We Believe in Real Religious Liberty. The head of Satanic Temple. They're going to start building satanic clubs at school because of freedom of speech. So, you know, they're saying that's a good thing. I don't know about all that, but that's what's on the schedule. So let's see. What's a pipeline welder? I don't think you were first. I think Mr. Satan was first. I seen it when I was putting things together. I can't scroll back far enough. But I appreciate you guys being here. What's up, Bloopy? What's up, Toy Mafia? What's up, GQ? What's up, Tony? What's up, Drunken Spider? What's up, Anthony? What's up, Viral? What's up, Saw Dog? What's up, Damon Walker? What's up, Jonathan? Happy Freedom Hooligans. What's up, Nikki? What's up, Leonardo? What's up, Tara? Let's see. What's up, Soul For Real? Appreciate you guys being here. What's up, Adrian? What's up, Turbo Goat? That's hilarious, Turbo Goat. That's hilarious. What's up, Larry? Let's see. What's up, Dr. No Name? What's up, Wet Blanket? Thank you so much, Mark, for the $5 donation. I appreciate you. Thank you, Mark. What's up, Ipso? What's up, Bagpiper? Appreciate all you guys being here. What's up, Pablo? What's up, Mavs fan? All right. What's up, everyone on the JeffMAC live YouTube channel? What's up, Toy Mafia? And looks like Twitch is running. What's up, everyone on Twitch? What's up, Soul For Real? What's up, Tom Tom? Happy freedom, you hooligans. And Kick is running. What's up, everyone on Kick? Uh-oh, come on, Odyssey. Do the thing. Think we're good? Think we're good. What's up, everyone on Odyssey? What's up, Craig Swaffin? Happy freedom. And Rumble. What's up, everyone on Rumble? What's up, Joe? What's up, Power Girl? What's up, Pickle Fingers? What's up, Screaming Eagle? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Make sure you guys are racking up them likes. Get this chat filled up. What's up, everyone on jeffmaclive.com? Alright, we're going to go ahead and get this started here. What's up, Todd? Whoa, what is that name? We'll go with PBR. What's up, PBR? Yeah, Proud Boys are found guilty. Yep. What is it? It's seditious conspiracy or something like that. And I looked it up and it still made no sense. Made no sense. Attempts to overthrow the state without directly attacking it or something was the definition of seditious conspiracy. I don't know. That's what they all got, though. And I think that's kind of interesting considering they weren't even really at the J6 stuff. They got arrested when they showed up. They like got off the plane in DC and the leader of the Proud Boys got picked up. He was arrested by the FBI and then everybody said he was a FBI informant and now they're all getting charged with seditious conspiracy. I don't know. What's up, Red Eye? What's up, Pet Goat? Let's see. Oh, PBRs and Little Cigars. That's a pretty cool name. That's pretty cool. Alright, we're going to start off with this first video. Once again, it is titled Taiwan Oh my god, I can't talk today. Taiwan conducts drills for Chinese attack. I don't think I've ever seen anything like this, where they like stage an area to practice rescues and stuff. I've seen Coast Guard practice rescuing and stuff, but I've never seen it like this. This is something else. Look at their little fire trucks. They have no faith that anyone is coming to save them if China comes knocking. I mean, it's probably for the best. It's better to try and prepare than to sit around and do nothing, I suppose. I don't know. It's hard to figure out. I don't know much about Taiwan. All I know is China wants them. That's all I know. What's up, Cassandra? Happy freedom. What's up, No Mandates? What's up, Cube? Is this Fallout 7? It looks like it, doesn't it? Damon Walker. Yeah, I don't know. It's rough stuff. That's a difficult thing to prepare for because they don't even know what they're preparing for. So, you know, all that training and stuff they're doing right there, if anything, it's just getting them work hardened, like getting their body work hardened so they're prepared to be active if they need to be. But they don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody knows how bad it could really get. So having like, you know, a fake little building on fire and the cars turned over and stuff like that, they're just guessing at what could possibly be the situation. All it really says loud and clear is they don't expect the U.S. to come and dig them out of a hole if that happens. Jonathan, I would kill for another true Fallout game. Hopefully the next Fallout game is decent. I hope they don't do another 76 because that was no good. What's up, Snooks? Happy freedom. Everybody was asking about you yesterday. There's a couple people today, I think, asking about you. You need to go say hi to everyone. Let everyone know that you're all good to go. What's up, Big? What's up, Grey Wolf? Happy freedom. What's going on over on Kick? There we go. Craig Swaffin, firefighters do it frequently in bigger cities. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I've never seen that out in Ludington. The Coast Guard is like right there, right next to the lighthouse. Having a day today. But every once in a while you'll see them out there in Lake Michigan doing training, picking up things out of the water and whatnot. But I've never seen it to that scale like Taiwan was doing. Oh, let's see. Reading through the chat. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy Freedom. What's up, Robert? What's up, Anthony? Cube, Fallout 5 after Elder Scrolls 6. Probably 2050 Starfield. Is Starfield out yet? I've seen gameplay like from the developers. It seems kind of slow moving. I don't know. I kind of want to check it out, but I wasn't sure if it was out yet or not. Oh, it's coming in September. Yeah, I kind of want to check it out. I don't know though. I don't know. Drunken Spider, yeah, Bethesda. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to. I feel like I might get the Starfield game just because I like Bethesda stuff, but I don't know. I kind of want to see some more gameplay because it just seems so slow moving. Like just a lot of exploration and not a lot of combat, not a lot of storyline there. But it's hard to say without seeing some actual gameplay. Drunken Spider, did Bethesda make Redfall? I think Redfall is free right now on Steam. I was thinking about downloading it, but nobody has said anything to me about it. Harley, you should play Age of Empire 4. I'll see if I have it. I don't know if I have that game or if I got something else. I want to say I do have that game. What's up, Mr. Average? Happy Freedom. Let's see. PBR. It would be nice if they stopped adding wokeness to video games that have been around for a while and have a player base. I agree. I wish they would just stop doing that with everything. Every TV show, every movie it comes out, that's all it is. They just stick their agenda in there and ruin everything. Forza is like that. I can't remember if it was in 4, but in Forza 5, you can put dresses on your character. You can pick their pronouns. You can... There's a few things that are like, why... What does this got to do with racing cars? Like, it doesn't have anything to do with racing cars. Like, not at all. There's a couple games that are like that. Let's see. So this next video is titled Texas Shooter Suspect, New Mugshot Released of Alleged Gunman. They arrested his wife, too. I think they got her for harboring not a runaway, a fugitive or something like that. I don't know. We're going to see.
I'm Sherman Cha. We are getting a look at the new mugshot of Francisco Oropeza. He is accused of killing 5 people last Friday. We've also learned that his wife was arrested this morning for helping him hide from authorities. The families of those killed now making funeral arrangements for their loved ones. They have been identified as Sonia Guzman and her son Daniel Enrique Lazo. Jonathan Caceres, his girlfriend, Abdullah Molina and Diana Velasquez were also killed. The shooting happened in San Jacinto County, just west of Cleveland. The suspect was located and captured at his aunt's home in the town of Cut and Shoot, just 20 minutes from the crime scene. We have live team coverage with Ugochi Iloka at the San Jacinto County Jail, where Oropeza is being held, and Michelle Choi at the Montgomery County Jail, where his wife is in custody. Ugochi, let's start with you, and there's been an update from officials.
Yeah, Sherman, within the last hour, we've heard from law enforcement, a source here that says that Oropeza is cooperating with investigators, but also says he doesn't seem to care about the arrest, citing he's showing no remorse in his demeanor. Take a look. This is a brand new mugshot of 38-year-old Francisco Oropeza. New this afternoon, the deputy sheriff says he's placed in a certain part of the jail that requires he wears this vest for protection, example, preventing suicide. He wants to be clear, though, Oropeza isn't suicidal. He's charged in the shooting rampage of 5 people. Right now, another man involved in helping Oropeza is booked in jail on a separate, unrelated charge. New this afternoon, the DA explains how that man is connected with Oropeza escaping from police day one of the manhunt. What was his role in hindering?
The investigation so far indicates that he was assisting Mr. Oropeza in fleeing the neighborhood where the crime took place.
Yeah, and the suspect, the DA says, somehow related to Oropeza, either being an associate or a friend. That is something they're investigating. As in terms of another person that is involved in this case and was charged in connection to it, his wife was also charged. That's where we send it to Michelle Choi. She's live in Montgomery County, where that wife is being currently held in the jail. Michelle?
What do you have, Michelle?
Yeah, Gochi and Sherman, the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office confirmed to me that Oropeza's wife was booked here into the Montgomery County Jail overnight. Now, she was arraigned this morning. Her bond now set at $250,000. She's one of multiple people arrested in connection to this case. She's accused of helping hide her husband. Now, take a look at her latest booking photo. This is 52-year-old Divimara Nava. According to jail records, Nava was arrested by DPS at the same home Oropeza was found hiding in on Summer Hollow Drive in Conroe before he was taken into custody last night. We also have new video of Nava handcuffed and speaking with officers before her arrest. Jail records show this happened just before 3 this morning. Nava is now facing a felony charge of hindering apprehension, and according to San Jacinto County District Attorney Todd Dillon, he says Nava previously denied knowing about Oropeza's whereabouts to authorities, but in reality, he says she had been helping him all along.
What we believe that Ms. Nava was doing is that she was providing him with material aid and encouragement, food, clothes, and had arranged transport to this house.
Yeah, jail records show Nava isn't legally married to Oropeza, but records show the two share a home in the neighborhood near Cleveland where the deadly shooting unfolded, and authorities have also referred to her as his wife. It's also still unclear who owns the home Oropeza was found hiding in. From what we've been able to track down so far, court records show it appears it may be his aunt's house. Now, neighbors familiar with the couple tell us the two have a son together. However, at this time, we do not know where that child is. We'll keep you posted. Sherman, back to you.
Thank you, Michelle. We have been going through the timeline of the hours and days leading up to this arrest, putting the facts together to help you understand how things played out. Now, it all started Friday night on April the 28th when neighbors asked Oropeza to stop shooting his gun on his property because a young child was trying to sleep. Authorities say that's when Oropeza went next door, killed 5 people, and went on the run. On April 30th, law enforcement announced a joint $80,000 reward between the FBI and the governor's office to generate tips in the case. We told you about those tips starting to come in, and the next day on May 1st, there were at least 2 reported sightings, but none of that panned out. Then finally, May 2nd, a break. The FBI says a tip came in at 5:15 last night. Oropeza was still nearby, hiding at his aunt's house in the town of Cut and Shoot, just 20 minutes away from the crime scene. Law enforcement agencies swooped in and arrested Oropeza just over an hour later at 6:30 p.m. We will, of course, continue following this story online at khou.com. You can read more about the...
Well, they got him. I wonder if someone made that $80K bounty. There's probably a bunch of stipulations. They're like, sorry, thanks for the phone call. Thanks for letting us know where he is. We can't give you that $80K. There's reasons you don't qualify for reparations. I don't know. At least they got him, though. They seem pretty soft-handed. They didn't say anything about him supposed to be here or anything like that. I don't know. It's kind of weird that they haven't had a big campaign about gun rights about this also. I'm surprised that we haven't had old man Walter go out there and say we need to ban all those assault rifles today. Surprised we haven't had that. What's up, Flies High? Happy Freedom. What's up, Miss Jamie? Who's the Subway guy? So much going on, I must have missed. 3 days ago, I think it was. individual in a subway was being crazy. I guess he's a unhoused individual. He was acting all crazy, saying crazy things. A few people on the train car who didn't feel safe because he was saying, like, I'm not afraid to die, I'm not afraid to go to jail, I don't have anything to lose. And then this 24-year-old Marine veteran jumped up, grabbed him, put him in a headlock, put him down on the ground. 2 or 3 other individuals helped hold the man down, and then the man died. He was suffocated or whatever. And that, I guess that wasn't their intention. They thought that he had passed out, and so they let him go, but he actually kicked the bucket. So now there's protesters that are mad. There was protesters in the street yesterday, but I didn't see any lives for it, and I'm really sick of that happening, because then everybody sees the video and they're like, why didn't you go live? Well, it wasn't live. Everybody there was just recording it. They weren't actually live streaming, but they're supposed to be out again today sometime around 7 p.m. And I don't know that they will be, because they said the same thing about Chicago, and that never came back for a round 2. But I'm keeping my eyes open for it. Quantum. Well, that's what they're saying. They're saying he's the next George Floyd, but I don't know. Drunken Spider. Dude was apparently a popular homeless Michael Jackson impersonator. I did hear something about that. Let's see. Miss Jamie. Yeah. I don't know. They don't have anything but witness testimony to what the guy actually did on the subway to to be restrained or whatever. They just said that he was behaving erratically, and then they detained him, and then he died. So I don't know. It's rough stuff. What's up, Quantum? Assault hammers are a thing. Yeah, they're not gonna ban those though. The Pelosi house, they love those assault hammers. That's their thing. Only on the weekends. What's up, Lifelike? We're just getting started. Let's see. Hardly a bounty reminds me of GTA. Yeah. What's up, Hydrodynamic? Happy Freedom. Panda, you think they would have checked his aunt's house? I was thinking the same thing when I was watching that video. They're searching for a mass shooter and didn't think to go to his aunt's house that's only 20 minutes away. I don't know. Seems weird. Doesn't seem like they searched that hard. I was telling you guys, you want to make a quick 80K if you live in Texas, you just take a look around. You could have been 20 minutes from the hot spot and figured it out. Made yourself 80K. Right there. Drunken Spider, where the chant's going to be for the subway guy? They're the same. They're the same. We're going to play the video. We got 2 different, I believe we have 2 different videos for the subway situation. And the chanting is the same old, same old. Whose streets are streets? All that kind of stuff. Yes. Oh, and the protesters want the Marine that detained the houseless individual or whatever, the unhomed individual. The protesters want him charged with murder. They're trying to push for murder charges. It was declared a homicide. I want to say they didn't charge the Marine, but now since there's a bunch of protesters involved, they may go back and charge that Marine with murder just because they love to bow down to protesters. So we'll see how it goes. What's up, Impreza? Happy Freedom. Yeah, we played The Witcher 2 yesterday. It was a little clunky. I had to get my stuff together. I'm not very familiar with the game, but it was pretty good. I like playing Fallout, and I like playing The Witcher because there's a storyline. You're not just loading screens and dying over and over again like on Warzone and Fortnite and all that. It's like you spend more time on the loading screen than you do actually playing. So I don't know. I like those storyline games. Harley, weird transition noises. There was a couple things with that news video that we just covered that was weird. Like at one point you can hear the reporter's phone go off. You just hear loud, abrupt ringing out of nowhere. There's a couple weird things. It was authentic though. It was a real news report. It just I don't know. It was lacking in professionalism. What's up, Faded? 2020 Call of Duty had "We Stand with BLM" message forced down our throat before you could start the game. I remember that, and I remember all the car commercials coming out like that too. It'd show like the Dodge symbol, and then it would drop down and it would say "We Stand with BLM" in big bold letters. I was working at a factory where we were building car parts, and they were debating whether or not to hand out flyers to everyone saying the same thing. But then something really racist happened at work, and then all that stuff went away. This individual was saying some slurs, And it was 2 weeks before she was supposed to retire. She'd been working there for like 30 years or something like that, and she was going to be able to retire with pension, which they don't do that anymore. So all of us newer people around, we weren't getting pension, but the older individual had said some not so nice racist things, and people high up, they found about it, fired her 2 weeks before she was going to retire. I think she works at McDonald's or Dairy Queen or something right now, but that's what happens. Don't be a bad person. It'll come back and bite you. It'll bite you. What's up, MD Cyron? Happy freedom. What's up, Captain Seamus? Where you been at? Where you been at? Appreciate you stopping in. What's up, Bearded Eagle? What's up, Leanne? Let's see. PBR, I heard that Texas is going to put the 10 Commandments in the classrooms. Well, it'd be better than a rainbow flag, I'll tell you that. I don't know. I'd like to see schools and stuff start turning around, and I think we are starting to see that. We're starting to see a turning point where not just schools, but just everyone is really sick of the woke stuff. Nobody cares about your feelings. Nobody cares how soft you are. Nobody cares who you love. Nobody cares about any of that. Stop sticking it in our face. We don't care. We want regular stuff to go on. Normal life with no politics. Maybe a little bit of proud patriotism added in there. People are just tired of the woke stuff. I'm seeing it. I think we're starting to hit that turning point. Let's see. Panda. It's people experiencing homelessness. Yeah, I know. I know there's some sort of phrasing. We were talking about it yesterday or day before. I can't never remember. I know you're not supposed to call them homeless anymore because they're not without a home. They're just without a house or something. I don't know. As a person that's been homeless like 4 times, like literally sleeping outside, I'm totally fine and not offended with the phrase homeless person. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Leanne, what's a nationalist? From what I've learned from YouTube, a nationalist is a white supremacist. What's up, Deuce? Michigan Freedom Eagle. Is that my code name? I need to get my radio. I'm gonna have to get my my Bofag out. Let's see. Cheeky Chaps, you're everywhere. What's up, Birdman? Had a shooting at the hospital in Atlanta here yesterday. Suspect was at large for hours. 1 dead, 4 injured. Yeah, we have a video we're going to cover where his mom called into the news and basically blamed mental health for it, which is fine. It probably was a mental health situation. But she kind of says, like, when someone says they need help for mental health, don't ignore them and cast them aside. Actually do something about it. And kind of paints the story like this, like her son needed help but didn't get help, and this is the outcome. And so unless you want more mass shootings, you better listen up when somebody says they need help. I don't know. It kind of sounds like she's misplacing the blame. She's acting like it's not his fault that he went and did all that stuff. It's mental health's fault, and because nobody ran out there and saved him, you got what you signed up for. That's kind of what it sounds like. At least that's what it sounded like to me. What's up, Indigo? What's up, Matt? Happy freedom. I'll let you guys decide when we come across that video. I'm sure it won't be too long. Captain Seamus, you're omnipresent. What's up, Grey Wolf? Happy freedom. Why are they making everybody's name green over on Twitch? They're trying to compete with Kick. They're like, if we're green and they're green, then people won't know the difference. Craig Swaffin, Redfall sucked. That's what I keep hearing. I was gonna get it, but now everybody's saying it sucks. Maybe I'll get it and then we'll make the title Redfall sucks and then we'll play it for an hour and we'll authenticate whether or not it does or does not suck. Let's see. Screaming Eagle, I grew up in Philly. I used to love my city. Now I'm glad I don't live there anymore. That's what a lot of people say about the big cities, especially if they're like from there. I see it every day. Oh, Portland used to be a great place and now it sucks. I've never heard about LA though. I've never heard anyone say, oh, LA used to be such a great place and now there's homeless crapping in the streets. No, as far as I know, they've been out there crapping in the streets for generations. It's like tradition out there. When you go to LA to visit, you gotta at least pee and poop on the street or you're not doing them justice. Otherwise, you're a racist. Captain Seamus, my favorite term is urban outdoorsman. We need to make that a thing. I'd make t-shirts, but nobody would buy them. Nobody's going to wear an urban outdoorsman t-shirt, but I like that. What's up, Crystal Blue? Happy freedom. Let's see, Tara. And teach actual history. Yeah, I've talked about that stuff on Twitter. I'm surprised that schools even teach history at this point, because they want everything to be messed up. They want the lines of reality to be blurred. That's what they want, so they can write the story how they want to. And if you don't know what happened in history, then you're going to repeat it, and I think they want that. And so I'm surprised they even teach history. Let's see. Spock, urban nomads, the unhoused crisis. Harley, that's funny you say that. I feel the same way about Milwaukee. Yeah, every day I see it. People who grew up in bigger cities and stuff, and now you see what's happening in those bigger cities, protesters and all that stuff showing up and just burning it down. And then all the leaders of those cities are just like, oh, we need to do what the protesters say. And then they do, and then it looks like Portland, where there's more like people out of a house than in a house. There's more people on drugs than off of drugs. There's more people out of work than in work. And then you see Ted Wheeler. We had a video just a few days ago with him talking for like 15 minutes about, oh, the city's so great. Everything's so great. We love it here. It's fantastic. What are you talking about? Your place is a huge dumpster fire. Drug addicts and homeless everywhere all over Portland. Businesses are leaving left and right. Almost every day we cover a story about how businesses are leaving Portland. Even Walmart doesn't want to hang out in Portland. Walmart is almost like a ghetto. Like itself, it's like almost a ghetto. You'll never see good things happening at Walmart, and even Walmart doesn't want to be there. So you know it's not a great place, and it's unfortunate that these politicians and these leaders, it's not even just them, I guess. If you look at Bud Light, look how they're doing. They're trying to bend their knee to that soft stuff too. I don't know why. Those soft people don't have money. They don't go to work. They just do drugs. That's all they do. They do drugs and spread lies and act like softies. That's all they do. So why are you trying to market to them? They're not going to buy your product anyway. No matter how flamboyant you are, no matter how soft you are, no matter how much you cater to their ideas and stuff, they don't have the money to buy your product anyway. So stop trying to sell to them. Bud Light is dumb for what they did, because there was a lot of conservatives and people who have jobs and appreciate earning things who were willing to buy their brand. They turned around and marketed it to a bunch of flamboyant softies that don't have money. They don't make money. They believe in communism. Like, why would you do that? Stupid. That was whoever hired that whoever thought up that whole process, their brain was turned off that day. What's up, Saturday night? Happy freedom. Let's see. What's up, Nuclear? Spock, they drink Zima. They drink White Claws. They take their they boof it. They boof their White Claws in the can still. They don't even crack the can open it. They just boof it whole and just wait for the aluminum to dissolve. Yes, it's good stuff. I have to stop it there. I could keep going, but I'll end up getting banned. What's up, Music Maker? Happy freedom. What's up, Janelle? Let's see. Most of all the TV commercials are woke. I haven't watched live TV in a while, but anytime I have seen actual TV that has commercials and stuff, half the time I don't even know what the commercials are for. It'll have like an alligator and a chicken walking down the street, and a car drives by blasting music and flips them off, and then they're like, Geico Insurance, blah blah blah, and I'm like, what? Who put this together? Like, I don't know. TV is something else. I haven't seen anything in those little blip moments where I've seen live TV where I'm like, oh man, I miss having live TV. No, not at all. Most of the stuff I watch on TV are old. The shows and the movies, they're old, because I can't stand the new stuff. What's up, Fitzy? Happy freedom. I feel like, I don't know, I just don't relate to all this new stuff. And I see so much politics that everything, when I'm outside of the house, everything relates to politics, and it makes me crazy. So I gotta watch old stuff to pull my head out of it. Salty Sabbath, remember Red Dog beer? I do remember that. Let's see. PBR. There's a lot of money back in the agenda. I'm sure that's where Budweiser got their commands to go freakazoid. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure. They want it to be this way, because the more they can make us soft and stupid, the easier we are to control. And that's what they want. They want control. And they want control without a fight. So enabling people to be homeless, giving them food stamps, here's $1,000 a month just because you live in the street. Don't worry about history, don't worry about reading, don't worry about math, just learn how to pledge allegiance to the rainbow flag. Don't worry about reality, just go ahead and pretend to be something else, pretend and put labels on yourself so others have to give you special treatment, otherwise it's hate speech and hate crimes and all this stuff. They're just going to keep that going until people are so soft and stupid, and then one day things will just flip over on their head and everybody's going to be too soft and stupid to know what to do, and all of a sudden it's going to be get on the train. That's all it's going to be, and people are going to do it. They're going to do it. They're dumb. They're dumb. I don't know. I feel like all we can do is make smart decisions and just outlive them, because people who make poor decisions, they don't tend to live very long. That's my plan as of right now. Everything else is considered like radicalism. Just make smart decisions and plan on living longer than them. It's the long game. We're gonna outlast them. Leon, I'm drinking wine now. Bearded Eagle, I prefer IPA. I just had an all-day IPA day before yesterday. Had a tall boy. I might grab another one today. I'm kind of feeling it. It's 60 degrees here in Michigan. About to get naked. It's hot. It's like hot weather up here. Especially because it snowed 2 days ago. It's rough stuff. Salty Red Goose screaming bunny till his throat bleeds. You're banned. You can't go to Michigan State University. Let's see. Oh, Harley, I've never seen that. Captain Seamus, I'm doing my part to wake up the kids. You got to. You got to. Now you have the internet. You don't have to explain yourself. You want to show them how stupid stuff is and how bad things can get when you follow the wrong path? Show them a video. It's that simple. I mean, there's certain things you don't want kids to see, but there's more than words these days. I remember when I was younger, my parents or, whoever was guiding me at the time, because I didn't live with my parents most of my life, but when they're trying to pour into me and teach me things, words weren't enough. I was ignorant and young, like most people when they're young. But if they had showed me a video of things to come if you walk this path, maybe that would have impressioned me a little bit more, but we didn't have YouTube and stuff back then. Nowadays, I'd be like, look, you sound like an idiot. You're going to end up down the wrong path. And they're like, yada, 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 because they think they know everything. Then go ahead and show them a video and be like, this person thought they were thinking the same thing you were thinking. Now look at them. And then maybe your kids would be like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be out there on the corner, living in a tent, on my knees, trying to get the next high. I'm like, no, you don't want that life. We're going to go ahead into this next video titled Midtown Shooting Suspect's Mother Apologizes to Victims, says son has mental illness. This is about the shooting, the active shooter yesterday in Atlanta. Well, it's more about mom's perspective, I suppose.
This entire day has been, honestly, the position of being a mother and having your son be suspected of doing something this terrible is something that is incredibly difficult to deal with. I spoke to her on the phone a little over an hour ago in the Atlanta News First newsroom. She was timid, as you could imagine, but at the same time, I asked her specifically, I said, if you had an opportunity to speak to all of Atlanta tonight in regards to what happened today, what would you say? She hesitated for a moment, took a deep breath, and then said this. Take a listen.
First and foremost, I want to give my sincere apologies to the families that were injured and killed. To them, my son was always a protector and never no one that would hurt anybody. And even in his time of need, he was still trying to help others. That's just the person he's always been. A happy, beautiful child. Always. even up until just he doesn't know. He doesn't know right now. Please, this mental illness is real, and when we say it's real, from the medical standpoint, it is real. And when somebody is saying they need help, or you see that they're acting out of sorts, they need help. Help them. Just don't disregard them. They need help. And as I'm trying to advocate for my son, he was turned away. Just be careful. And
a medical emergency, a mental health emergency is the way that Mrs. Patterson described today. She said she does not recognize the man that was at that medical center, and she says now it's a process of moving forward as a family and continuing to show as much respect as possible to the families of those victims affected today. A lot more to come from this. Atlanta News First will keep you updated as we move forward. Rick?
Alan, thank you.
So I don't know if you guys heard it the same way that I heard it, and I hate to put things like that, but, you know, misunderstandings happen. It just sounded to me like she's blaming mental health. Like she's not even blaming her son for going out there and doing bad things, as if he's not responsible for his own actions. He was having a mental health crisis, and that's why everybody died. And if they would have just helped him when he needed help, then everybody wouldn't have died and been hurt and whatever. They wouldn't have been involved in the active shooter situation. So it's their fault for not giving him the help he needed. It's not his fault for needing help. I don't know. That's what it sounded like to me. Maybe I misheard that, but it's not how things work. It's not how things work. He went out there and did bad things. It's his fault. Mental health may have fueled the fire, but he should have got help before he went crackers. I don't know. Spock, where's Dad? I'm still trying to figure out how to say Mom's name. Her name is like Mini One or something like that. Is that like Padawan? She had like a Star Wars name. I was trying to figure that out. Captain Shame is blaming everyone else and anything else. That's what it sounds like. Crystal Blue Mother did not mother. Something. Spock, it's her fault. Maybe that's why she's saying it that way. Maybe she doesn't want to say, I wasn't being a responsible parent when I raised my child and he grew up to be a nutcase and went out there and hurt a bunch of people, but I don't want the spotlight on me for being a bad parent, so we're going to blame mental health. So I don't know. Patriots Arc, what's up? She's getting coached. Could be. It could be. Let me see. Who did that? Was it Fox? Because if it was ABC or something, you know. ANF. I don't even know what that is. Atlanta News First. It's hard to say. I don't know if they were coaching her or what that was. Ron, bet she's the one who bought the gun. Oh, I wonder. That's happened a lot. That has happened a lot. I wonder if that information will come out in the next few days. That'll be something. We'll cover it if it does. Well, regardless, any more updates with that situation, we'll go ahead and cover it. Matthew, excuses these days. Anything but accountability. I don't know the last time I seen someone say, oh, yeah, it was my fault, and I was wrong. I don't know. It's been a long time. Digital Patriot, fake cry and false flag. Yep. Mama didn't do it. He didn't do it. It was mental illness ran out there and did it. It's almost as bad as the gun grab stuff. Somebody goes out there and shoots a bunch of people and acts like a crazy person. Old man Walter gets on stage and starts saying, we need to ban those assault rifles. As if the person didn't commit the crime the gun did. And now that person went and committed, an active shooter situation. I don't know how many ever. Was it one person died, 4 people were injured? He didn't do it. Mental illness did it. You got to blame mental illness. Someone go get mental illness and throw them in jail because he didn't do it. He's innocent. He was such a good boy. That's what they all say. What's up, Patrick? Happy freedom. Phoebe Brown. Oh, you crack me up. Yeah, they didn't say anything about Dad, and they didn't say where he got the gun from. And if he is mentally ill, how did he get the gun? Because if he legitimately purchased it, then that means he was not being treated for his mental illness that his mom knew about. I mean, I don't see any good outcome out of this. And she seems like she's just trying to cover for him. Patriots are some BS. They're trying to push red flag. Yeah, they're trying to put that here in Michigan, and I think it got pushed out. I thought it was getting signed on, but someone said that it got pushed out. I need to look into that. I've just basically wrote off that I'll have all the guns I'm ever going to have because stupid red flag laws and all the other gun nonsense, gun restrictions. What's up, Secretary's dad? Happy freedom. Yes. Patrick, it's all Trump's fault. Trump did it. Trump did it. I'd make Trump did it t-shirts, but somebody would take it wrong and they'd be all mad at me. Bearded Eagle, she wants to be famous. She might be. She might be. Matthew, a brave new world. Dumbed down society. Yeah. Cube, ban the gun and just have the mentally ill. That's fine. Yeah. Imagine what Walmart's going to look like in 10 years if they disarm us. You won't be able to because we'll all be in camps. There won't be Walmart. Can't let that happen. Spock, where do Korean people buy guns? I heard that there was a mass shooting in Germany a couple days ago and killed like 8 people. Well, how'd that happen? They don't have guns there. How did that happen? There's no way. It's impossible. They had those gun laws, so everything should have been just safe, right? Isn't that how that works? The whole gun law argument thing just kills me. As soon as a person brings a gun into a gun-free zone, that itself tells you that gun laws don't work. So, I don't know. And then we had a shooting in Lansing here in Michigan like 2 months ago or something like that at a university. And our governor is like pushing so hard for red flag laws and other gun laws and stuff. And it's like, what are you talking about? He brought a gun into a gun-free zone. You're out here advocating for more gun laws? How does your brain work? It doesn't. It doesn't work. She needs a mechanic for that skull of hers because her brain ain't working. What's up, status quo? Happy freedom. Let's see. Bearded Eagle. Serbia had a school shooting too. Yeah, I seen that, but I don't know where Serbia is. I assume it's not here, but I also thought East Palestine wasn't here either, and I was wrong about that. That was in Ohio. Patrick, Europe's getting all their guns from Biden. Yeah, from the pullout most likely. I read something about the guns we left in Afghanistan is just being sold all over the country over there. Let's see, what do we got next? Tesla driver fatally shot in a fight at charging station. There's a brief moment here where I gotta flash the screen because it shows a firearm and I'm not supposed to show that stuff on the live. All right, let's get it.
There was an altercation that occurred in the Tesla charging station area in this parking lot. The individual involved in the shooting that actually fired the shot called in to 911 and said that he was involved, and so he's been detained by Edgewater Police and is currently being interviewed.
Short and sweet. Out there at the charging station telling everybody how cool you are with your brand new Tesla. Then all of a sudden you get in a shooting altercation. I thought those EV drivers were supposed to be better than that. I must be wrong. I must be wrong. You can be snide and have guns too. I couldn't show you guys the firearm that was laying on the ground, but it kind of looked like a Hellcat with modifications on it. Get gunned down charging your Tesla. I don't know. I don't consider that an honorable death, but I suppose it depends on how it goes. There isn't a whole lot to the story there. So these next two videos have to do with Jordan Neely. Jordan Neely is the individual who was put in a chokehold for acting crazy on a subway, being detained or apprehended by this chokehold. The individual that gave him the chokehold put him in the chokehold. Jordan Neely kicked the bucket from it. I don't know. We're going to find out, though. I'm trying to think. So I'm going to have to flash certain things on the screen throughout this, too, because I can't show medical procedures, and I can't show him laying on the ground and all that stuff. It's whatever. So just be aware of that. This first one is New York City protests spark in chokehold death of Jordan Neely. And then we have another one right after that. AOC is roasted for accusing Marine veteran of murder on New York City subway. Let me get started with this first one. Come on, brain, do the thing.
Images from the video that's now gaining nationwide attention this week. The subway rider that you see on the ground, Jordan Neely, died after another rider placed him in a chokehold.
So you've seen a little bit of it. He was being detained on the ground.
Last night, ruling his death a homicide as a result of being held in that very chokehold.
And the 24-year-old man who put Neely in that chokehold was interviewed by police and released, which prompted responses like this. Protesters flooding subway stations, calling for justice, and now a pledge by the district attorney to investigate.
So many details of this case, they are still unfolding. A lot of you at home paying close attention. Pix 11's Kirsten Cole joining us live from Soho, breaking it all down for us this morning. Kirsten.
Good morning to you, Dan and Hazel. Yes, the district attorney promising a rigorous review of the medical examiner's report, as well as interviewing witnesses. But this comes as City Comptroller Brad Lander said this is a case of vigilantism, and protesters are promising to continue to bring.
The mayor's responsible because he criminalized homelessness. What message is New York City sending to the rest of the world? It's okay to choke and kill unruly black people?
He was a great dancer. He looked and dressed and danced just like Michael Jackson. That was somebody's son. That was somebody's...
This guy's wearing sunglasses at night.
Somebody's, best friend at one point. And the fact that that can even happen to someone is just it's incredibly sad, bro. It breaks my heart.
The mayor's office releasing a statement reading in part, any loss of life is tragic. However, we do know there were serious mental health issues in play here, which is why our administration has made record investments in providing care to those who need it. But the protesters say that they are going to continue to stay on top of this issue, to not let this death be in vain. They are planning another protest this afternoon at Barclays Center. That's going to be at 7 p.m. We're live this morning in Soho. I'm Kirsten Cole, Pix 11 News. Dan Hazel, to you.
All right, Kirsten, thank you.
So 7 p.m. tonight, they're planning on doing another protest. We're going to see if that's going to happen or not. Keeping my eyes open for that. Maybe we'll actually be able to capture it live. All that commotion going on that we just seen on the screen, there was no live for that. All the video footage that I'm seeing of that incident is exactly what we just seen on the screen. And when you see the same clip for a major event, it's usually because there was no live for it. So then that one clip just circulates all over the place. We'll see. We'll see if things get spicy tonight. It's hard to say. Dr. No Name. Why was he put in a chokehold in the first place? It's saying that he was the guy who was put in a chokehold was asking for food and water and stuff, but he was also kind of being frantic and saying things like, I'm not scared to go to jail, I'm ready to die, and things like that. And so people didn't feel safe, right? They were like, this guy's about to do something crazy. And so they put him in a chokehold. But they put him in a chokehold for 15 minutes. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if that was the right move there. I also don't know who was keeping track of time. Who started the timer when the headlock started, so they know that it was 15 minutes of headlock going on there. I'm not quite sure. J-Dub, they should be stopping the mayor's office instead because they're the ones who created this. They might. It's hard to say. I seen some stuff saying that the guy that's going after Orange Eagle, Alvin Bragg or Brad or whatever his name is, that he's going to try and get involved in this somehow. We'll know as time goes on. We have We have another video relating to this titled AOC Roasted for Accusing Marine Veteran of Murder on New York City Subway. So this is just another perspective of this whole incident. Like I've mentioned, there's tons of stuff all over the internet right now saying that this is the next George Floyd. Now, I don't think so. I don't think this is going to get that kind of traction. I think people are too desensitized to be upset, really. I think that people, something crazy would have to happen. They'd have to wipe a whole big city off the map for Americans to get upset about something the way they did for George Floyd. I feel like everybody's too desensitized. People just don't care enough at this point. But we'll see if the protesters, cause enough problems. People will get involved. They will get upset. So we'll see. Nuclear riot season is upon us. I've been writing that on Twitter all day today. Everywhere where I see the subway incident, I'm like, is this kicking off riot season? I'm sure people will be mad. They'll see that and they'll be like, you have no heart, blah, blah, blah. That was a person that died. People die every day. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate.
Meanwhile, Manhattan DA Alvin Bragg, one of the worst in the country, is investigating the death of a homeless man who was placed in a chokehold by a Marine on a subway train earlier this week.
His death was details, and Todd, there's a big difference between homicide and murder.
Yeah, homicide is really just the generic phrase for a killing. Murder is a very specific charge that has specific elements that need to be met. So we await what's going to happen come out of the New York DA's office. Meantime, yesterday, the New York City chief medical examiner ruling that the homeless man named Jordan Neely died from compression of his neck. This incident taking place on the F train on Monday afternoon. Police saying Neely was acting erratically, throwing garbage at passengers and making threats. That's when a Marine veteran put him in a headlock and other passengers stepped in to restrain him. He eventually passed out and EMS workers were unable to revive him. A witness telling the New York Post, quote, "None of us who were there thought he was in danger of dying. We just thought he passed out or ran out of air." Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweeting, "Jordan Neely was murdered." Again, that is her opinion, not an official charge. But because Jordan was houseless and crying for food in a time when the city is raising rents and stripping services to militarize itself, while many in power demonize the poor, the murderer gets protected with passive headlines and no charges. It's disgusting. Meantime, Mayor Eric Adams calling on New Yorkers to wait for the results of the investigation.
We cannot just blatantly say what a passenger should or should not do in a situation like that. We should allow the investigation to take its course.
Neely's aunt telling the New York Post that his behavior likely stemmed from the murder of his mother by his stepfather in 2007. We'll see if that Marine faces charges. But Steve, you asked a very important question in light of AOC's comment that this was a murder. According to AOC, it is not a murder until it is charged as a murder. She needs to be more careful with her language.
Right, because the medical examiner has said it was a homicide, and now the district attorney, which released the 24-year-old Marine, is deciding whether or not to charge him.
Correct.
Then it would change from a homicide to a murder.
Correct.
Yeah. Also, other passengers also felt threatened. They helped out too. This man who died has numerous other arrests for assault, disorderly conduct, fare beating, according to law enforcement. So before she quickly says this guy is just houseless, understand you could be houseless and you don't have to harass other people on the subway at 2:30 in the afternoon. This is constantly happening.
Try to give you guys a little peek to what's going on here.
Almost exactly the same time when I'm not working late at night on the F train too, by the way. And I can't tell you how many times you see these guys walking up and down screaming, and you think to yourself, this could get out of control at any moment. So this 24-year-old is able to sit there and suppress with a chokehold, not beat him senseless, and perhaps he was on something prior to that. That is why Mayor Adams responsibly said, let's wait. And the other thing is too, do you want to wait for him to pound people like they did Adam Klotz and just have everyone just sit on the sideline and you're critical of those passengers? You have a 24-year-old who we trained in the military, lives on Long Island, hopping on a subway and said, let me help out the American people again. can when I'm not in Afghanistan. Let me just grab this guy and hold him down. No cops around because they're understaffed and they're not on the trains. They're upstairs. And this guy takes action. And now you have people protesting for the homeless guy. Were you protesting when he was throwing garbage at people and threatening people in their face? So I have no patience for these people.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, think about the lady who was beaten almost to death down underneath at the subway. Remember, we had her on a few weeks ago.
We covered that article. They're talking about the lady lost an eye from being severely beaten down there in the subway.
The guy, the Marine, the 24-year-old Marine, held the guy down for 15 minutes. I mean, if you are being menaced and you are being threatened and it takes at least 15 minutes to get the cops, that's not a good thing. Apparently, this guy, the homeless person, was harassing passengers. He said, I don't have any food, I don't have any drinks, I don't care if I go to jail. And so that sounds a little scary.
All the harassment is the exact reason I don't ride the subway anymore, because I wouldn't be able to defend myself. Do you feel safe on the subway?
I feel safe. I got to take subway because you have a certain amount of trains I got to get, and then you might wait 50 minutes. So I go, if I need to get these 12 blocks.
And if you don't take the subway in the middle of traffic, how long would it take you to get back to your house on Long Island?
Well, I mean, if you hop in a cab, it takes 25.
Turbo Goat, got to be careful when acting crazy. Sometimes you run into someone that's just a little more crazy than you. It's a true story.
Because, the whole thing, this whole city's become a big bike lane.
Right.
So you hop underneath and you hop on a train and it's pretty empty for the most part. But if you have one belligerent person hop on that train, it's pretty much like getting in an octagon.
Absolutely.
So game on, and ask Adam. Ask Adam about that.
Yeah. And a lot of people have to do the subway because it's too expensive to take a car service if you live out on
What's up, Orion? Happy freedom.
in traffic.
Yeah.
It's like a 45-mile trip.
Absolutely.
So let's see whether or not the DA feels the pressure from the people of New York who did have a vigil and a protest yesterday to charge the Marine. We will keep you posted.
Instead of thanking him.
All right.
Well, that's what happened on the subway. We'll see. 7 o'clock p.m. tonight. I believe it's Eastern Time. Yeah, New York. It's when they're supposed to be doing more protests. If there's a live, we'll cover it. We will cover it. I don't know how spicy it's going to get or how many people are going to be there. People were pretty excited yesterday, according to that other video we just covered. We'll see. We'll see. Matthew, peaceful chokeholds. I mean, I don't know. I could only let you guys peek at what's going on that I wasn't able to show on the screen there, but it wasn't like the dude put him in a chokehold and then just popped his eyes out of his skull. It wasn't like that. He detained him and then the guy died. So I don't know. It's not good. It's not good. I'm waiting for the conspiracies to start, for people to come in and say, oh, Jordan Neely's not really dead. He's out in the Bahamas right now. It's all staged. This isn't real. That'll come if this becomes a big enough thing. You'll start seeing that stuff. Because people say that about George Floyd. They say, he didn't really kick the bucket. He's actually out there somewhere. This is all part of the New World Order, stuff like that. And I don't know if any of that's true, but we'll start seeing that for Jordan Neely if this becomes a big enough thing. What I'm waiting to see is solidarity. That's how things really get spicy. So, in New York, people are mad because this happened in New York. So we're seeing protests, or at least there was protests yesterday. Maybe there's going to be protests today. But then when you start seeing Seattle and Oregon and California and maybe even in Texas or Minneapolis, when you see them protest in solidarity, those people are the ones that normally start losing their marbles. Because they're just kind of... You ever seen a fight happen and then you see other people get involved in the fight and start throwing hands for no reason? They're not a part of it at all, but they just see people fighting and they're like, I need to fight too. Those guys are fighting, I need to get involved. That's what the solidarity protests are. They're just like, oh, these guys are protesting and mad and they're crying about racism and all this other stuff. We need to go out there and do that too. But because they don't have an actual reason to be mad, it's way easier for them to get out of hand, because it's actually it's mass hysteria. That's what it is. They're all grouped together, causing mass hysteria amongst each other. And they're like, oh, you know what we should do? We should just burn down this building for justice. We need justice for Jordan Neely. Let's burn down the police station. That'll make things better. And so I'm waiting for solidarity protests. And that's what I was looking for prior to starting this live, to see, can we find some solidarity protests? Because that's when things start getting hairy. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. 7 o'clock p.m. tonight, I'll be looking for some protests to see if, we catch some fire in the streets. Just like good old times. I don't know if they were good, but they were old times. We'll say that. We'll see. We'll see. Bobby, live in Seattle, born and raised. Well, you let us know if you see any protests out there, because they get down out in Seattle. Spirit Warrior. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people say that. Yeah, BLM is not a universally liked thing, that's for sure. What's up, Tom Star? C Bravo. New York City is mass psychosis. We'll see how it goes. I'm waiting to see if they're going to say that Jordan Neely was under the influence of drugs or anything like that. Or if they'll even release it, considering that it's all being done in New York. They could just very well come out and say it was white supremacy that killed him. Who knows? Sam, gangs in New York? Yes, I have seen that. Patrick, exciting times. It may be. It may be. Oh, Miss Jamie, no, I did not hear that. Drunken Spider, we had a Nazi protest at a drag event last weekend. I think I seen some stuff about it. We covered a few days ago, BCP was in Boston, and this next video actually mentions that stuff going on in Boston. But BCP was in Boston covering people that were outside of a satanic event, Satan Con or something like that. And I'm losing my train of thought. Oh, what was I gonna say about it? Oh my god, there was something I was gonna say about it. Now I can't remember. Anyways, this next video we're gonna cover, they mention it, but they're trying to put satanic clubs in schools, like as a part of freedom of speech and freedom of religion. They feel that they should be able to do that. I wish I could remember what I was gonna say about the. Oh, now I remember. We covered BCP outside of Satan Con. Viewing everyone, interviewing everyone, to witnessing what was going on. Obviously, BCP wasn't participating in Satan Con. He was just covering everything that was going on there. But I had people in the chat, like not in the live chat, but in the comments after we weren't live anymore, saying that Patriot Front is not feds. Like they were defending Patriot Front. I've seen a couple people saying that they were that Patriot Front is authentic, that they are an actual group of individuals and they should be respected and da-da-da-da-da. And it didn't seem like normal trolling. It seemed like they were in support. So I don't know if they were Patriot Front themselves, but feds are in the chat. That's all I know. That's all I know for sure. I've never seen anyone, out of all the lives I've covered, defend Patriot Front. I think that's a bunch of nonsense. It's the first time for everything. I don't know if your name is Chef or Chief, because I can't read good. No, I'm not Dominican. Let's see. That's interesting. I've never had anyone ask me that. I've had people ask me if I'm Czechoslovakian before. I've actually had a few people say that. Say I look a little I can't think of what the phrase is called now. Just asking me if I'm foreign. I've got that quite a bit, saying I look Russian or I look like I'm from Czechoslovakia. I can't remember what the phrase is called though. Never been asked if I was from the Dominican. Snakes, Patriot Front is a bunch of sad feds. Yeah, they're feds. They're feds. They're absolutely feds. We've seen Proud Boys, we've seen Threepers, we've seen Boogaloo Boys, and they're so quick to tell you all about their story and that they're not racist, or maybe they are racist and they're proud of it, so they'll tell you about that. But they want to give you a whole interview about their movement and how great they are and how everybody should support them and stuff. Patriot Front shows up like ghosts. They just show up out of nowhere, out of their U-Haul, and they don't talk to anybody. They might chant and march, but they don't do anything. They just show up. Everybody takes pictures and video of them, and then they leave. And that's all they do. And then the news gets a hold of that stuff, and they're like, white supremacist group Patriot Front showed up to support Nazis and blah, 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 and this is a part of white rage and what's wrong with America and the systematic racism. Durka Durka. And it's a bunch of nonsense. It's nonsense. They're Electric Hammer. The Patriot Front is real. Really federal agents, yeah, they're feds. Those guys are feds. If they're not feds, they need severe rebranding because the whole world sees them as feds now, except for the 6 people that were in my comment section the other day trying to defend them. They are feds. Slavic, yeah, Spock. That's what people always say. They're like, you look Slavic. I don't know if it's because my head's square. I don't know. I'm just a hooligan, okay? Leave me alone. Dan at Patriot Front, sponsored by U-Haul. Very nice. Ruben, you're not Japanese? No, but every time I do a flag walk, Hydrodynamic and everybody else shows up. High Plains Drifter. They're like, Jeff looks high. He looks high. I'm high on patriotism. It's because I don't never go outside. I go out there and there's that big fireball in the sky and I'm like, what's that? And it's like, you look high. I am not. I am not. Matthew, where are your parents from? I have no idea. I don't even know my mom's last name. She's got like 7 last names and I don't know if any of them are legit. She has driver license that have different last names on it. So it's not a marriage thing either. It's just lying, being clever and lying. So no, I don't know anything about my parents really. I grew up with my great-grandparents. I don't know much about my actual parents. I know them. It's not like I'm an orphan. I know them, but I just don't know enough about them. Liam, you look white to me. Yeah. I get that a lot too. Thanks, Snooks. I appreciate you. Yep, I look white. That's what they say. That's what they say. I'm like just under a half Italiano, but you know, depending on who you ask, that's fairly white. Patriot. Or Patrick, I read as Patriot Patrick. Sun equals God's flashlight. Well, he's shining it right in my eyes like a cop. And I get out there with the flag march. I can't see anything. I'm holding the camera. I'm holding the flag. I don't know anything that's going on. And everybody in the chat's like, look at Jeff all high. He looks stoned out of his mind. I'm really just walking around screaming happy freedom and dreaming of Taco Bell. That's the real American dream. If you didn't know, now you do. Patrick, raised by my grandma too. There's nothing wrong with being raised by grandma and grandpa, especially because of the I got lucky. I got lucky because other people my age are a bunch of idiots. They are a bunch of idiots. They're out there doing fentanyl and they're in jail. They're not raising their kids, just running their life into the ground, feeling sorry for themselves. Not me. My grandma and my grandpa, if they were alive today, they'd be whooping my ass over things I'm not doing that I'm not even aware I should be doing right now. I try to be on top of everything. Try to be on top of everything. But I see other people my age and they don't know nothing. They don't know anything. They didn't have somebody that cared about them, pouring into them and making sure that they would grow up to be a half-assed decent person. I feel bad for them. I feel bad for my friends because I'm always trying to father them. Just everything they tell, my friends hate telling me things. I don't have very many friends. So the 2 of them, they hate telling me anything because I always got advice. I always got suggestions of what they should be doing, how they should be, and why it's a better choice. And all this. They're like, I don't care. I don't tell you so you can give me advice. I'm just telling you to tell you. But I can't help it. I don't have a lot of people in my life. So the people that are part of my life, I care about them. Therefore, I lecture them about things that they should be doing. 'Tis what 'tis. Let's see. Ruben, I get high on patriotism every evening around 8 o'clock after a workout. Gives me the munchies, though. That's all right. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Drunken Spider, what do you think about the AI deep fake they released of the dude from Linkin Park? I have not seen that. I bet that's offensive. What is his name? The lead singer guy that died when he was making a documentary about like human trafficking or something, and all of a sudden he kicked the bucket and people were like, well, that was unexpected. And it was like everybody who was a part of that documentary just mysteriously kicked the bucket. What is that guy's name? I can't think of it. Is that the guy they deep faked? Because if so, I think people would be upset about that. Because I think Linkin Park still performs even though they don't have the lead singer. And every time I see videos of that, they basically have the crowd sing the lead singer's part because everybody there is like, you know, all invested in that, all of that stuff. What's up, Visual? Happy Freedom. Thanks for being here. Eric, my mom's the same way. Yeah, my mom, she's got a forked tongue. She's always been that way. She could tell people what they want to hear and she can get her way. And I am not like that. I can be so sincere and people will still think I'm not good enough. I'm like the total opposite of her. I've seen her just talk her way out of all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, how? How can you do that? But I don't know. Shanti, you look American pure blood. Yes. All American. Find it, fix it, or Express is live right now with the live border footage. Nah, we'll check it in a second. The border is, it's boring. We know that they're coming here and all of that. There's a video circulating right now that's fake, showing people climbing like this big chain link fence to get over, and everybody's like, oh, this is the southern border. People from Mexico are climbing these fences to get over, and it's not. It's actually Spain. It's Spain's border, but people are selling it like it's our southern border. So if you guys see that, they say it looks like The Walking Dead. That's the main phrase you see attached to that video. If you see that, just disregard it. That's fake news there. Let's see. Drunken Spider, they got him covering Slipknot and Stone Sour. I'm gonna have to look into that stuff. The deep fakes are like so good now. AI is crazy. I told everybody yesterday during gaming that the 2 shorts that I put up on my channel yesterday, like if you go and look at my shorts on the main JeffMAC channel, those shorts were created by AI. I gave AI my live and told it to make shorts, and it cut those 2 shorts out of it. So if you watch it, the whole thing was generated by AI. I didn't make it. I mean, I did the live, but AI cut the silent parts out, added the speech together, like manipulated how it's put together, zoomed in on where I am, added the text, did the transcripts, did all the editing all by itself. I just gave it a 2-hour live and was like, here, make me a short. And then it did. And there's like 2 of them on there. It's because it's hard for me to go through and make shorts. But it's interesting. It is interesting. I've been testing out all that stuff. Because I can't afford to hire anyone to do that, but I really need shorts made. It's just difficult. Watching yourself and then be like, what's funny, what's not funny? It's really difficult because it just looks like me on screen. So having AI do it is simple. It's simple. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I wanted to tell you guys so you can go watch it and see for yourself what you think. Matthew, that's madness. Yeah. Yeah. If you go watch those shorts after this live. I mean, there's nothing special about it, but they did a lot of work. It only took like 5 minutes for them to go through and put that together. I can't afford somebody to do it for me. I'm not able to afford it. Now it's like $50 a month or $70 a month or something to have AI do it for me, but that's cheaper than paying a person to do it. Just like, here's 3 hours of one live. I need you to sit here and watch the whole thing, cut out minute-long shorts of anything you think is worthwhile, and then cut all the silent parts out, zoom in on the important parts, do a transcript, type the transcript out into captions on the video, and then put that together, and then give it to me. People would want all kinds of money for that. I don't have money. I would love to pay a person to do it, but paying $70 to have AI do it for the month, I could crank out 5 or 6 shorts a day off my lives, and that's less work than I have to do. Like my hair, everybody keeps talking about how crappy my hair looks. I haven't been able to cut my hair. I'm live, and I have other things in my life that I'm responsible for, and I just run from one job to the next over and over again, and then I'm like, did I use the bathroom today? Like yesterday, I realized I didn't eat. It was like 2:30 in the morning. I was sitting here doing up the replays on all the alternative platforms and stuff, which sometimes you guys will see that in Gilded. It'll be like 2 o'clock in the morning. You'll get a notification that we're live, and we're not. It's because the bot detects when I make changes to the video, so then it reposts as if it's live. That's me working till 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and I got done doing that, and I was like, oh man, I didn't even get to eat today. And I still haven't ate. I am a busy person. I am never just sitting here goofing off. I am always working. But I will cut my hair today, so you guys don't have to keep laughing at me. It's all good. It's all good. Salty Sabbath, eat my shorts. Good old Bart Simpson humor there. Let's see. Miss Jamie, I could help you with it if you wanted. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work to go through a 3-hour live, and you'd have to do it every day. That's the thing. Every day we go live, we run for almost 3 hours, and then you got to go through it and find the minute-long gems in there to cut it out and all that stuff. It's rough. Snooks, that's the mystery. That's the mystery. We should hold a poll. Do you think I'm in boxers, briefs, or other? I'm kind of scared of what people would think. I like to keep them guessing. Let's see. Matthew, I get the gilded thing at mad times. Yeah, I forget about the bot sometimes, and so I go through and I make a bunch of different changes to the videos and mostly to the metadata because YouTube keeps screwing with me. They're still taking like 25-30 people off of my subscriber list every single day, and it's messing with me. So I'm trying to manipulate the algorithm by changing my metadata before and after I'm live. I put a lot of work into it. I do a lot of reading and stuff. Let's see. Hungry Camel, dead folks at a McDonald's. Oh, McDonald's is shot up too. Shooter on the run. Interesting. Thank you for letting me know. Diane, nah, the amount of people typing thong into the chat is something else. Something else. Mitchell, go live commando style. I do. I have to wear a shirt. Before I would be shirtless, but you could only see me from like here up and like to my shoulders, and I was getting away with it. Community guidelines are a little bit more strict today. I might not be able to get away with that. They might be like, you got them bare shoulders out. That's that white rage on your shoulder there. We're gonna have to ban you. Oh, and Ned, I appreciate it, but no, I look like a houseless person too. I look like I'm unhoused up here. Everybody's like, why don't you get your dreads? Because they're not gonna grow on this light head of hair I have here. And I had a Speedo. No, I don't know. I don't think I'd be able to do that. You gotta let them breathe. Mitchell, go full CIA hair, which means no hair. Nah, I can't do that. I go no guard. I take my clippers no guard and just run it like that, but I don't like bust out the razor. I've been thinking about getting one of those goofy shavers that got the 4 heads on it, and you just like roll it across your head. I've been thinking about that, but they oversell them because it's common for men to go bald in an older age. So you get those head buzzers and they're like $400. Like, I just want to cut my hair. That thing should wash my dishes for $400. Jeez. Spock, too clean for the street. Yeah. No, I've been homeless enough. I don't ever want to have to go through that again. When I was homeless, I was only 17, so I wasn't able to get any assistance, like no assistance. And there's women's shelters, but there's no men's shelters. If you're a man and you're homeless and you're 17, congratulations, you're homeless. There is nothing, like there's no help for you. You're just on your own. Better figure out how to eat. Hydrodynamic, a thong with the nuggets hanging out each side. Yeah, you got to spread it like the bat wing, right? That's how you roll. But if you run, then you hear them clack together like nunchucks. Hard life. It's a hard life. You gotta pay the price to be beautiful. That's how it goes. Mitchell, there's a barber school down the street that will cut your hair for $5. I'm going there later today. Awesome. I haven't had my hair cut by another person since I was like 8 years old. I've always just used clippers. I mean, and then I had dreads, and that was fairly simple to take care of. As far as hair cutting, I'd just cut around the edges here, just keep the loose hairs off my ears because I'm autistic and I can't handle it. Freaks me out. Mitchell, I wore my clippers out cutting my hair. Yeah, I do that too. I try to keep them oiled and all that, but it just it doesn't work out. Doesn't work out. After a while, they kick the bucket. Let's see. Salty Sabbath, look into something called Head Blade. If you want a good shave, you'll go full powder. Yeah, That would be something to show up. My head's casting reflections. I don't know. I was worried about cutting my hair because all the stupid racist stuff we were showing. The last thing I wanted is BLM showing up in my chat calling me a skinhead. I was like, oh no, I don't want those problems. But I don't like these patchy spots, so I need to just shave it all down. Let's see. Spock, men are disposable. That's the ongoing theme. That's what they want people to think in America, that men are not necessary. Bobby, of course. What's really crazy is when you go to plop down and you sit on your nuggets and everyone hears it. That's when you know you're doing something with your life. Slap your nuggets on the bench there. Yes, sir. Anthony, I mow my own yard. I wish I had a yard to mow. Although I hate mowing the grass, I'd probably just cement the grass and have a basketball court out front. Salty said, I can't even grow a beard. This little bit of hair I got, this is all I've never shaved right here. I can't. It's just, there's nothing to shave there. Just a little baby. I don't know. It's rough stuff. It's rough stuff. Well, we got another video to watch here. This is our last one. It's titled, "We Believe in Real Religious Liberty," says the head of Satanic Temple. They're going to talk about their Satan Con in Boston. They're also going to talk about how they want Satan clubs or whatever, satanic clubs in schools as a part of equality. It's something. I feel like the individual here doing the interview, I feel like he doesn't give the guy enough room to speak, though. He's like constantly interrupting him and stuff, which kind of sucks, but 'tis what it is. Let's go ahead and get her started.
So a federal judge in the Eastern District of New York ruled on Monday that a Pennsylvania school district must allow students to form an after-school Satan club. The lawsuit was supported by the ACLU, who called the ruling a, quote, victory for free speech and religious freedom. You may think it's cruel to allow a minor to identify publicly as fringe, weirdos, and losers at such a young age. But Satanists want you to shed your bias. Satanists are totally normal people. They just like me and you. They even got together in Boston this weekend to show the world how well adjusted they are. Here's a video from this weekend with the devil.
And we stand here today in defiance of their siege and destroy their symbols of oppression.
And just to be clear, they were ripping up the Bible. Lucian Greaves is the founder of the Satanic Temple, and he joins us now to play devil's advocate. Lucian, what is you guys' purpose with young people at schools, in their clubs, and what is your influence? What is your objective?
Well, we're still in litigation with the after-school Satan clubs, so...
just schools in general. What is your objective? I decline to speak
anymore about that.
Yeah, just schools in general. What do you seek to do in schools all across America? Not specifically in that case.
Well, I won't speak to the issues of what we do in schools if we're going to have a discussion about litigation that nobody wants to have. I have 787.5 million questions for you, but I can speak about the Satanic Temple in general.
Yeah, I mean, I saw you guys ripping up the Bible. What is your objective with people in general? I mean, I would assume y'all would be doing the same thing with children, with the consent of their parents?
This discussion has nothing to do with the after-school Satan clubs, just to make clear. But I can talk about the overall objectives of the Satan. As I said earlier to your producers coming on the show, the after-school Satan clubs are currently in litigation, and I'm not speaking about those. I made that clear before.
You guys are killing me about his eye.
All right, well, we believe in individual liberty and personal autonomy. We believe in real religious liberty, and we believe in free expression. And to that end, We do know that there was, before we started this community, we did realize that there was a pre-existing community of people whom felt rejected by traditional religious organizations or otherwise alienated by them. And the embrace of blasphemy and blasphemous symbols and Satanism isn't necessarily about insulting people who are believers or of a different belief system. It's more of a commentary of personal independence from superstition that may have been weighed upon people in their own lives that they've then rejected and found positive values in the rejection of.
Forgive me, Lucian, I don't mean to interrupt you, but what do you guys gain for ripping up Bibles? Like, what symbolic measure is that for you? Do you guys get special powers for doing that? Does your God, whoever, the devil, does he reward you in hell?
There's a very cathartic effect for some people who felt that impressed upon them at a young age were these feelings, these notions that certain things were dogmatically taboo in a superstitious way, that if you turned a cross upside down, you are inviting spiritual forces in. We don't believe in those kinds of spiritual forces. We're not advocating for cruelty and inhumanity and destruction and those types of things, but we do think people should be shaken from those kinds of bizarre superstitious notions that make them think that there's some kind of external value to those types of things.
I only got so much time with you, but I'm just curious because y'all pray for people, y'all pray on people as well. So who would you endorse for president in this next election cycle?
Well, as a spokesperson for a religious organization, I certainly would not endorse any politician whatsoever. I think the Johnson Amendment should remain in place, and I think churches should start shutting their mouths when it comes to politics as direct as endorsing particular candidates.
Lucian, I find you to be interesting. I'm praying for you, brother. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me on, and congratulations on a new time slot.
Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, quick.
That cracks me up. I feel like the interview wasn't very well. I spent most of the time talking over a Satan worshiper, but that was something. That was something. You guys are cracking me up in the chat. It's too much. What's up, Space Baby? They're just LARPers. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like. You guys are cracking me up about his eye. You just couldn't leave it alone. He had the lizard eye. Spock said, I'm trying to figure out where it is. That totally got me. Spock says, hey, tell him he has a headlight out. Just killed me. Just dropped me right on the spot. I couldn't even recover. That was good stuff. Thank you so much, Rigging Pots, for the $2 donation. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't know. And then he tried to sound all sophisticated the whole time. Mitchell, he traded his eye for evil power. I don't know. He tried to make it sound like so mundane. He was just like, well, you know, it's not a big deal. It's all right. You know, people out here just worshiping Satan, ripping the Bible up. I'm Janet, ripping up the American flag. Yeah, I'm sure they're not against it. They're just behaving like heathens. That's how it goes. Jonathan, this guy is sus. Yeah, he looked like a Fed to me. He looked a little bit like a glowy. Anthony, what is that eye doing? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't realize the eye was gonna take all the attention during the video when I watched it earlier. I thought the same thing. I was like, what's going on with his eyeball? And I think what really emphasized it is when they pulled him onto the screen, he was sitting there with his eyes closed for like a few seconds, and then when the reporter said his name, he opened his eyes up, and it was like this guy was looking at you, but this guy was looking into the future. And it's like, I don't know what was going on there. It was something. Ruben, looks like the one eye is staring at me and the other one's staring at the nearest crack dealer. I'm saying it was something. Status quo, glass or lazy eye? I don't know. I don't know what was going on. I don't know if it was part of a sacrifice or what. Rough stuff, I know that. Space Baby LARPers, yeah. But that's what was going on inside at SatanCon in Boston. So when we were covering BCP and he was outside interviewing people in the street, and then there was Israelites and all that stuff, that's what was going on inside. They were tearing up Bibles and whatnot. And they tried to talk about that as rattling the indoctrination that the Bible has given you. That's how he tried to describe it, saying that they weren't ripping up the Bible to condemn the Bible. They were ripping up the Bible as a way to, because they felt that there were, well, like the lady was saying, that the Bible is oppressive. You're being oppressed by the Bible. So the things you were taught by the Bible, or the things you were taught by your religious beliefs, is really just oppression. So tearing up the Bible was them breaking free of their chains and whatnot. I don't know. They're trying to chocolate dip the ice cream. That's all they're doing. It's still ice cream. They're just dipping it in chocolate and trying to tell you it's something else. Trying to tell you the flavor's a little different. So I don't know. I seen someone say that they wouldn't tear up the Quran. Maybe. I don't know. With their thought process, there probably isn't a whole lot of people who believe in that as, you know, born Americans and stuff. So I don't know. It does seem a lot like LARPing, like a Buffy the Vampire Slaying LARP fest. That's what it looks like to me anyways. Salty Sabbath. So you're telling me your beard just grows in all patchy and white trashy like that? It does. They used to say that when I was at work too. They'd be like, it's Jeff Deer Tay. They're like, why does your facial hair grow like that? I'm like, that's how God made me. They're like, all white and trashy. I'm like, well, it is what it is. I don't know. Tis what it is. Patriots Arc, the child predators. I would not be surprised. They try to make everything a ceremony. It'd be really, being all dark and edgy like that, it definitely could attract the youth. And then they're also trying to get involved in after school clubs. So yeah, this definitely could be heading down the wrong path, on top of them just, you know, praying to Satan and stuff, which is, why would you do that? Why does that sound like a good idea? Who thought that was going to be a good idea? You're just being rebellious. That's all you're doing. Lucifer did the same thing. Look how it worked out for him. Like, I don't know. Seems like a bunch of nonsense. Just playing more club. They're unmasked Antifa. That's what it seems like. Let's see. Damon Walker, I wonder if they're going to open up a church in Hell, Michigan for that. I wouldn't be surprised. I haven't been to Hell, Michigan, but I hear it's entertaining to go to. There's lots of merch and stuff. I've lived here my whole life. I don't know why I haven't gone. I'll have to make a trip. Maybe I'll run a live or something. Let's see. PB Brown. Well, when you're in the stuff, I'd train that one eye to watch my back. That's right. You got that 360 vision. He'd have to do something. I don't know what's going on with his eye. Let's see. Sly Dog, no Rumble stream. There's 72 people watching on Rumble right now. It's there. It's there. And he definitely has an evil eye. He did something. What's up, Zeus? Happy Freedom. What's up, Mr. Bill? James Klug video from Portland State. I have not. Is it on YouTube? Look it up really quick. Well, they posted a video 3 days ago. I don't know when this short is from. He hasn't been live for 2 weeks. I'll check it out after the live. I've never seen this guy's stuff before. Thanks for letting me know, Mr. Bill. Amanda, I almost peed myself. It is something. Oh, somebody said it's a contact lens. I don't think so. Spock, like a contact lens. I don't think so. I think his eye is doing some extracurricular activity. Oh, he's on Twitter. I'll check it out, Mr. Bill. I found him on YouTube. I'll have to check out his Twitter. Let's see. Bobby, pain and misery forever. F that stuff. Yeah, I agree. Patriots Arc, they don't talk about the Vatican sponsoring satanic statues. They also don't talk about Moloch. Yeah, no, they don't want to talk about that. The Vatican is not good. That stuff is not good. If that stuff was of God, they would share it with everyone. They wouldn't just have all the stuff underground and being protected and a bunch of secrets and stuff. things of God is to be poured all over the world. That's how you know it's not of God. If it was, they would want everyone to hear about it. They would want everyone to be saved by it. But it's not. The Vatican is not good. That is the castle of bad stuff. Amanda, my husband rocks. My husband's beard used to grow like that, but now he rocks a nice full beard. Only took him to 40. That's what my dad keeps telling me. Because he's like trying to grow a beard and stuff, and I think he's going to be like 52 or something like that, maybe 54. He just told me the other day. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever get there. I don't know. I've only been able to grow facial hair for like 3 years, so I don't know. I'm not holding my breath for it. It doesn't bother me to grow in all patchy and white trashy. It makes me easily identified. I'll be at Walmart and be like, look, it's JeffMAC. I could tell by his trashy facial hair. I'm like, hi. Then you guys can spot me. Let's see. Hydrodynamic. His eye is on a different mission. Yeah, his eye is reading the next chapter of the book he's got. It's messed up. It's messed up. You guys are mean. You guys are meanies. Bunch of meanies. Let's see. World. I agree. Same thing if you see them with septum piercings. You see them having this thing pierced, they're like getting their back door blown out. That's a little tip for you. You didn't know, now you do. They probably also do drugs. That's another thing to look out for. Something about those septum piercings says more than you realize. It's not the same thing in guys, though. It usually means they're drug dealers, from what I've experienced. I had mine pierced just so I would stop fighting with people. There's been a couple incidents where I've come into a heated situation and I went like this because I used to do that to touch my nose ring. I did this and realized I didn't have it in, and then I had to leave. I could feel the fire. Like, oh man, go forearm that guy's face and fold it in half. See if he still wants to talk like that. Nah, I gotta back off from that. I can't be that fired up. I gotta leave that stuff alone. What's up, Conan? Happy freedom. What's up, Low Tech? Is this where you want to be? No. Yeah, I don't understand the whole like worshiping Satan thing. People are afraid to worship God who promises you everything. You will have everything you've ever wanted and needed, and you'll have eternal happiness. And people are like, no, I'm not doing that. That's stupid. And then they're like, hey, these guys are worshiping Satan. We should go check that out. Like, what do you mean? You're not even being promised anything. It's rough stuff. Serum is Rumble free? It's as free as it's gonna get. I heard that Rumble lets you live stream for free, and I don't know if that's true or not, because I've been paying $25 or $30 or $35 a month for like the last 2 years to be able to live stream on Rumble, because you couldn't do it for free. It used to be $100 a month to live stream on Rumble, but then they lowered the price there. Let's see. Mitchell, I stepped on a rusty nail this morning. That is no good. That is no good. Hopefully you got your tetanus shot. Bobby, his eye is dead. I don't know. I think his eye just got tired of worshiping Satan and just, called it a day. Let's see. Just reading through the chat really quick. Patriots Arc, the satanic stuff is just a joke because it wouldn't exist without Christianity. Yin and yang. Yeah, it's true. That's why I see a lot of people when they debate atheists. I'm not big into debating stupid people, so I don't do a lot of debating. But when I was a chaplain, there was a lot of other chaplains that loved debating. They loved it. They wanted to argue about the Bible and all that stuff all the time. All the time. And I would see them go and debate atheists, and they would say, well, do you believe in God? And they'd be like, well, no, I don't believe in God. And they're like, well, do you believe in the devil? And they'd be like, well, yeah, there's probably the devil. And it's like, Well, you know that's from the same book, right? Like, you can't believe just certain characters out of the same book. I see that all the time. All the time. Jonathan, God, I tried to warn him once. Yeah, a lot of people end up being the, what is it called? The something son. And I feel like I witnessed that over and over again. Is it the prodigal son? I'm trying to see how it's raised. Yeah, the prodigal son. I see a lot of people doing that, where they run from God as long as they can, and then eventually they turn around and they end up learning about it. A lot of times it's in jail or their deathbed, or they're like, you know, trying to rehabilitate from something, and then all of a sudden they want to start learning about God and all that. The love of God will change your life. It'll make you happy. Hydrodynamic, no. I don't remember if you were telling me. Somebody was telling me about it yesterday. I don't know if I can show it, but I could probably post it in Gilded. They're not supposed to show hate symbols. What is this? When was this done? Oh, this is from 2006. That's way old news. I don't know. I'll have to look for it. Hydrodynamic. There's apparently Walmart has been in connection with Nazi logos for years. I'm seeing stuff that goes all the way back to 2006 where they got shirts coming out with logos on them and they don't even know what it is, and then people are connecting it with white supremacy groups. So I'll have to look into that. Lynn, you didn't know I was a chaplain? Yeah, I was a chaplain for 2 years. But then when I got dreads, they didn't want me to be there anymore. They were telling me that, oh, what is it? I want to say it's like Corinthians 2. It's like 2:22 or 2:11 or something like that. I don't know. But it talks about if a man is to have long hair and behave as a woman, he is an abomination before the Lord. The same as if a woman was to remove her cover and behave as a man, that she is now an abomination before the Lord. And I came into work because I worked for the people that ran the chaplaincy, and he was like, they were like tolerating my, I don't know, I came in with dreads. They were like, oh, that's neat, blah, blah, blah. And I had all kinds of stuff, and I had like a cross stitched in, like a metal cross that had white, stones in it and stuff. Like, I had all kinds of charms and stuff in my hair because I thought it was cool. And they were like, oh, that's neat, whatever. Just make sure you don't get it, it doesn't cause issues with work and whatever. So I had my hair tied up. It was like not a big deal. But then after it was like that Friday I'd came in, and he was like, hey, I got to talk to you about something. And I was like, okay. And so we went out to the side of this garage where we would pull all the equipment out, and he pulls out the Bible and stuff, and he's one of the directors for the chaplaincy, and he read me all this stuff, and I was like, okay. And he's like, so you have to cut your hair? And I was like, no, I don't have to cut my hair. And he was like, yeah, you do, or you're going to be fired. And I was like, you can't fire me for cutting my hair. That's discrimination. He's like, yeah, but you're an abomination before the Lord. I was like, no, that's not what that says. That says if I was to pretend to be the other team, if I was to behave as a woman, that I'm an abomination. But that's not what I'm doing. I don't look like a woman. I look like a dude with dreads. And he was like, well, I don't agree, so you have to cut your hair or you're fired. And I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna be fired then. And they ended up laying me off. And then when I went to the chaplaincy meeting later that same day, they all shunned me. They all turned their back on me, and they wouldn't talk to me. And I was the director of media, so I did all the recording for the chaplaincy. I built their website. I designed their badges. I put together their network system, their email system. I did all the editing for their teachings and stuff. And then when I showed up that night, they all ignored me. And at the end of the day, I was going into the dinner, because we would have a dinner every day, like every day that we had fellowship. And they told me to leave and not to come back, and they didn't want me there anymore because I had dreads. And so, like, that's why I'm always telling you guys, that's the difference between religion and having a relationship with God. You can have a relationship with God and have, you know, a fulfilling life and still not go to church and still not tell anybody that you love God. It's not anybody's business. It's really not. People they take it upon themselves to teach others about God when you don't have to. You have a relationship with God. That's the whole thing. If people witnessing you having a relationship with God and they're like, wow, you seem really happy all the time. You seem like your life works out. You seem to be okay with being yourself. How do you do that? And you're like, well, I love God. And they're like, oh, well, maybe I should love God too. That's how it's done. It's not love God or you're going to hell. Do this or you're going to hell. That's not what we're supposed to do. And people don't realize that. And people are stuck in their ways. So when they hear me say that, they unsubscribe. They leave. They get mad. They go tell people I'm a piece of shit. And that's okay. Like, that's fine. I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand, so I know exactly how it goes. But, yeah, apparently I'm an abomination before the Lord, so I'm not able to be a chaplain anymore. And that's all right. 'Tis what 'tis, and that was a long time ago, so I don't worry about it anymore. Hair juicer. I was working at a temp job, and they offered me a full-time employment on the condition of cutting my hair. Yeah, no. They can't do that. It's discrimination. Like, jobs cannot tell you to cut your hair. They're not able to. Patriot operator. Yeah. Well, they don't refer to people as sinners. At the chaplaincy, they refer to you as a heathen. If you choose to not follow the word of God, you're a heathen because you're choosing to turn your back on God. So they don't even call people sinners. They're just heathens. Hydrodynamic. Does the Bible say they will burn in hell? I mean, it depends. That's the other thing, is most people take stuff out of the Bible out of context to push their own agenda. That's why churches don't work. That's why church is just club. People who make you pay. Like, if a church requires you to dress up to show up as in church, that's not a church of God. Like, in the Bible, it talks about to show up as you are. Like, you're dressing up for God. What is that? What? Like, God knows you butt naked. He knows you on your worst day. He knew your name before you were born, and you are his favorite. Every person on earth is God's favorite. The favorite thing ever created. What are you dressing up for? Where are you going to put that suit on for? What are you putting that collared shirt on for? To go sit there and play Clubhouse? That's not how it's done. That's not how it's done. It's done through fellowship. Yeah, Bearded Eagle. Most churches are just LARPing. They're using God to grift, unfortunately. And maybe not all of them, but that's how it goes. That's how it is. That's why I don't like talking about God. I make so many people all upset, but I mean, I've been there. I haven't been a part of a exorcism, but I've done everything else. Cleanse houses, cleanse land, pray for people, pray for healing, group prayer. Oh, handling people in hostage situations, handling people who just had a house fire, handling people that just watched their loved one die, handling people who just went through a traumatic situation as being like held at gunpoint or getting in a fist fight or getting beat up or like finding out that they're diagnosed with cancer and things like that. I've been boots on the ground for that stuff. So I don't know. I don't like to debate it. I know enough. I know enough to where I don't want to debate people. All I could tell people is, like, if you're interested in having a relationship with God, read the Bible, figure out that kind of stuff, and then try talking to God just out loud, because it talks about in the Bible when you see people like praying and stuff, that's not how it's done. You need to speak out loud. You need to, when you talk to God, you're supposed to talk out loud. Like it says in a part of the Bible that, like, if you're afraid to speak up for me, then I'll be afraid, or I will be withdrawn to speak up for you in front of my Father, the Lord in heaven. So when you talk to God, you're technically supposed to, according to the Bible, you're supposed to speak out loud. Like, dear Lord, or however you want to talk to him. When I talk to God, I just speak regular, because he knows how I am. Me and God, we got this funny relationship. It's about being how life is funny. God will be hard on me. Well, the devil will be hard on me, but God never gives you anything you can't handle. So I'll be going through a hard time that's inside of a hard time after a week long of hard time, of months of hard times. And then something else will just fall right into my lap, and I'll be like, really, God? And then I'll just laugh because it's just so funny. It's just so funny to me. We got this interesting relationship. But when I talk to God, I'm just like, dear God, what up? I do. Every time I talk to God, I'm like, what up? I'm like, well, this is going on today, and that really sucks. And I'm like, but, this is what's going good today, and I appreciate all of that. And a lot of times when I talk to God, it's just because of something funny. I'd be like, did you see that? I thought that was hilarious. Hopefully you thought that was hilarious too. Because when most people talk to God, it's because they want something. Dear God, I'm having a hard time. I need you to fix my problems. I need you to bring me money. I need you to get rid of these people in my life that are causing me problems. I talk to God because it's a Wednesday and I'm having a good day. Like I just do. And maybe that's stupid. That might be stupid to some people, but I don't believe anybody wants to have a friend or a person in their life that only calls on them when they have bad stuff. Like, hey man, I need help. Hey man, I need some money. Hey man, can you come help me move this? You're like, no, you're sucking all the life out of me. Like, no. But people call you up and like, hey, I had a funny story. I just thought I'd call you and tell you about it. Yeah, give me more of that. So that's what I think about God. I'm just like, what up? Seen this today. Thought that was funny. Glad you put that in my path so I could experience that. Or even when things are going bad, I'm not like, fix my problems. I'm like, put me on the path that I'm supposed to be on, but please just try and make sure that I'm happy. Because I fully believe that being happy is the best you're ever going to do. You could have all the money in the world and not be happy. You could have all the things you ever wanted and not be happy. You could be surrounded by people and be unhappy. You could be alone and be unhappy. Being unhappy makes your life suck, and I think everybody agrees with that. So go ahead and put me where I'm supposed to be and have me do what I'm supposed to do. But as long as I'm happy, I'm going to be grateful to be doing it. That's all that matters to me. You'll never be wealthier than being happy. Being happy is the most important goal you could strive for every single day while you're alive. And I firmly believe in that. And I'm not willing to debate anybody who disagrees with that. You can't convince me that there's something out there worth more than being happy. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I don't know. I'm getting to pushing everybody away. I'm going off on my my TED Talk, my God-based TED Talk. I don't know. I'm not trying to offend anybody. I'm just telling you from my own experience. 'Tis what it is. Well, hooligans, I don't think I got anything else to show today. We only ran for 2 hours today, but that's okay. That's all right. What day is it? Is it Wednesday? Holy moly, it's Thursday today. Well, that's all right. I appreciate all of you hooligans. You guys are so awesome. I'm sure there's people that are going to leave mad. And I guarantee if you guys come back to this live after it's not live anymore, you will see people in the comments condemning me and telling terrible things about me. But I wouldn't say this to you guys if I didn't think it was worth hearing. Strive to be happy. That's why I try to tell you guys on Saturday when I sign off, and Sunday I go and recharge my batteries. I try to do, like the whole goal of the day is to be happy. So I just think, what am I able to do? It doesn't matter if it's raining or snowing outside. What can I do that I want to do that's going to make me happy? Because if you get lost in bliss, when it's time to go back and work, you're like, that's fine. I had a blast yesterday. I was doing awesome yesterday. So now that I got to go back to work today, that's all right. Because you're off gassing from all that good stuff that happened. So that's why I always tell you guys, when it's your day off, make sure you go play. Go do something that's great. And if you don't know what to do and you believe in God, listen for God. God will tell you. He'll inspire you to what's going to make your heart smile. Because that's what you're trying to do, is make your heart smile. If you can, when it's time to go back to work, that ain't nothing but another day of work. Lion's Heart, yeah, I believe it's the real thing, but I also believe that people have to walk their own path. You can't force happiness down someone's throat, no matter how good it is for them. You gotta let them walk their own path. And that's why I'm saying, like, you know, it may sound stupid to other people, and that's fine, because there'll be a day in your life where things aren't going the way you want it to be, and maybe you'll remember these words and you'll be like, you know what, it ain't getting no worse. Because that's the thing, is some people are willing to talk to God right off the rip. Other people, they have to be broke down. They have to have their flesh broke down before they realize it ain't gonna hurt anything to talk to God. That's why a lot of people are in jail or sick or whatever, and then they're ready to talk to God. Then they're ready to try and pray and stuff like that. And everybody's walking their own path. But I'm telling you, you don't have to wait. You don't have to wait. You could talk to God today. You could have a relationship with God. You could do it in secret. You don't have to tell anybody, because you do not have to preach to other people. You don't have to condemn other people. It's your own happiness. I was explaining this to someone the other day who doesn't believe in God, and they think that I'm stupid for believing in God, even though I don't tell anybody else what to do. And I'm like, but if I believe in God and I talk to God and I have good luck and my life is going well and I'm happy and I'm walking around and you see me happy and you're like, man, what do you do to be so happy? And I'm like, well, all I do is talk to God. And you're like, well, that's stupid. Okay, well, I'm stupid and happy at the same time. You're not. You're not stupid, but you're also not happy about according to your own opinion. I'd rather be stupid and happy, me. But this is my life. You want to be smart and unhappy, then yeah, that's your life. You run that life however you want to. And that's how I look at it. And that's why I don't believe in like condemning people and chasing people and shoving God down their throat and stuff. I just talk to God whenever something funny happens, whenever things get a little tough, but I'll never tell God what to do. He knows what he's doing. So I just talk to him like a normal person, just like calling your grandpa, calling your dad, whatever. I just, what up? That's what I have to say today. And then whatever happens, happens. It's, I don't know. It's the way I walk this walk. So either way, we're going to wrap this up, hooligans. I can go on and on talking about God. I can. I'm just going to end up burning people out. But I appreciate all of you guys hanging out with me, covering the news, talking about God and all the funny stuff that we talk about. What is tomorrow? Tomorrow's Friday. So later on today, 7 p.m., I'm going to be looking for those protests. And we'll see if the protesters are out in New York for Jordan Neely. We'll see how it goes. There's always promises of stuff to come. Very little time does it actually turn out. So we'll see if people show up for Jordan Neely. We'll cover it if so. Otherwise, at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be playing the game again. Let me see what the votes are looking like. If you haven't voted yet for the game tonight, if you care, because I know not everybody cares and people are really quick to voice their opinion on how they don't care, but on the schedule, we have a selection of Witcher 2, Warzone 2, Fallout 4, and Fortnite. Right now, we have 78 votes. I'm going to drop the link in the chat so you guys can go vote really quick if you would like. Let's see. What's up, Chash? Happy freedom. Surprised we got so many people watching on Twitch. I appreciate you guys being here. Alright, so I just dropped the link in the chat. You probably have to scroll down a little bit, but you'll see what are we gaming, or what game are we playing Thursday night. You have 4 options to vote for. Right now, Witcher 2 is in the lead, so we may be playing The Witcher again tonight. It's pretty good. My video did get demonetized yesterday, and I think it's because of what that guy in the cell was saying. He was screaming terrible things at me. I don't think it was anything I said. I think it was what he said. But it did get that video demonetized, unfortunately. But Witcher 2 and Fallout are more storyline games. Fortnite Warzone is just shooting, dying, and sitting through loading screens. It's up to you, hooligans, what we play. I just like to hang out, have fun, be live. It's always the way to go. I'm Janet Cinco de Mayo. Is that today? Or tomorrow, maybe? Cinco de Mayo. May 5th. Oh, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo. Okay, we'll be drinking beer tomorrow. I don't know what else you're supposed to do. I just know you got to drink a Modelo tomorrow. I don't know. I don't know anything else. We'll see. I appreciate you being here, Lynn. Thank you, Michelle. I appreciate you. All right, you hooligans. It looks like we're good to go. Hold on. Hey, I appreciate you, Dennis. Absolutely, hair juicer. Very similar. Very similar. I was tutored by churches way before I even knew anything about God. I didn't fit the bill to play club with them, and that made me bitter. But eventually I learned about God and realized it's about God. It's not about church. Tis what 'tis. All right, hooligans. I appreciate all of you. We're going to do my spiel deal here because I need you guys to go and buy t-shirts and join the membership program. I'm surprised we don't have more people joining the YouTube membership program. I know we go down all the time over there, but that's the only membership that's only $2. Everything else is more. I'm kind of surprised that we don't see new people joining on the daily. We used to. Maybe it'll come back. Either way, let's do the spiel deal. Then we're going to do the Pledge of Allegiance. And then we're going to be wrapping everything up. Like I said, we will maybe be live around 7 p.m. Eastern Time because there's supposed to be protests for Jordan Neely. And then 10 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to be playing the game. So make sure you go vote so we can play the game you want to be a part of. But until all of that, make sure you head over to the link tree. It should be in the description. Actually, I'm going to post it in the chat since we're sitting right here. Make it easy on you. You can just click on the link right out of the chat. That'll be the way. Like they say on Mandalorian, this is the way. And then I got new shirts that are going to be on the way too. I got to create the designs for them. But yesterday, you hooligans gave me a whole bunch of new t-shirt design ideas. So we'll have some more new stuff coming out fairly soon. But if you click that link I just dropped, it'll take you to the link tree. On the link tree, all of my links are listed. You can find the link to join Gilded for free. Go join Gilded. It's worthwhile. We got free resources there. There's tons of hooligans there to hang out with. You get that app on your phone, or if you download it on your computer, you will receive notifications every single time we go live. It is worth having, so go get Gilded. It's free. It's awesome. You can find it on the link tree. Also on the link tree, you can find links to the merch store if you'd like to grab some merch. We got shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs, and all kinds of other cool stuff, so definitely go check that out. Everything is displayed in black and white or white and black, but if you find something you like, just click on that item to see all the different colors that that item comes in. You can also find links to PayPal, Cash App, Venmo, Stripe, Zelle, Buy Me a Coffee, and Locals if you would like to help support what I do. There's also a link to the Amazon wish list if you would like to send me stuff. It's really easy to use. Anything you purchase directly from the wish list will be sent straight to me without having to send emails, find addresses, or anything like that. It's really simple, so definitely go check out the wish list. Plus, pretty much everything you guys send me, I open on the live, which is always really fun to do unboxings and stuff like that. So keep that in mind if you want to check out the wish list. And then finally, we have links to join the membership programs. We have memberships for YouTube, Gilded, Discord, Odyssey, Rumble, and Twitch. So if you'd like to support what we do and also get cool badges and stuff like that, definitely join the membership program for wherever you hang out most often. Some hooligans have multiple memberships, and I really appreciate you guys. People with memberships, you guys are really what's keeping the boat floating here. Big time. Big time. I really appreciate all of you. Also, if you go to jeffmaclive.com, we have a membership over there that will give you access to your own profile for our private social media area. You'll have access to the live stream area with the built-in chat. You'll also have access to our advanced messaging system. We're going to try and do a voice chat this weekend. I know we haven't done one for a couple weeks, but we're going to. We've had enough space. We'll have plenty of things to talk about. Sometimes it goes from a voice chat to a video chat, but it's always a lot of fun. So if you guys want to be a part of the upcoming voice chat where we all hang out and converse with each other about anything and everything, definitely go get a membership for jeffmaclive.com. At the very top of the link tree there, you can see you can claim a free week membership. It doesn't cost anything. There's no strings attached. After the week is up, your access will expire. Your account will still be there, so if you go and pay for a membership, you'll be able to pick up where you left off. But you can get a free week membership, no strings attached, no credit card or anything like that. If you would like to join us this weekend for a voice chat, I'll keep reminding you guys for when we get there. It'll most likely be probably Saturday. I mean, we'll see how tomorrow goes. We might do it tomorrow night, but usually I try to strive for Saturday, so definitely keep that in mind. All right, hooligans, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance, and we're going to wrap this up. All right, hooligans, please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, come on, man. Chair's getting stuck on the Klaus. I hate when that happens. There we go. Well, that's that for now, hooligans. I will see you guys later tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, playing the game. I'm going to keep my eyes open at 7 p.m. to see if there's protesting going on for Jordan Neely. May or may not be happening. I'm also going to be looking to see if there's any solidarity protests going on, Seattle, Portland, places where that stuff happens, maybe even Chicago. See what I can find, but if I don't see anything going on, I will see you at 10 p.m. Eastern Time for some gaming fun, and I will see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for another Coffee with Hooligans. I appreciate all of you being here. You guys are fantastic hooligans. I hope you have a great day. Big shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership program, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you, and I would not be able to do this without you. So thank you so much for all your support. I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.
Jeff.